Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's my New Year's right here. Couple of days. What is it? Technically, it's the third. Got the place to myself. Went out to a couple of clubs. Um, Ended up running into way too many things out there. Drove off to some other place. Got some other things. Supposedly, everybody's been following me around because of the COVID police, everything else. Um, Had a guy come down with COVID at work. Um, Said that he was going over to a person's house that he had left quarantined after so long as his mother in law. She's 80 some years old. She's gotten over it. He went over there. 3-day weekend for him. Says he's sick. Everybody's got to get tested. And it's like, I have no problem with you getting tested, blah, blah, blah. Technically, you're not exposed. And it's like, took me 5 or 6 doctors to find anyone who would even test me before, like, basically another 2 weeks. We'll say that it's that, but, everybody's going around saying about how Cherokee, North Carolina, or North Carolina owns my soul, other stuff. And I even know the training officer of these people and, the way they set it up. They even make sure there's an open line of fire at places to try and say that we need to bring these clubs back to what it needs to be as with everything. It is absolutely ridiculous. Also mailed off a couple of letters just for the sake of whatever the hell it is. And I mean, this undercover bullshit that where people have to play me and my family, and it's like I even know the people that don't even have kids, really, that they can even say they train on it or anything. And it's like, well, if they're really your women, they'll hunt you down and fuck you. And it's like, it's just another thing for breeding people out of whatever. But I used a public mailbox that wasn't local. So a couple of college meth heads, because if you're a graduate with a college degree, and the war criminal prison, which is basically local counties and areas around here for it, and they just leave us left behind and everything. I was remarking here and how many people supposedly got off because they either spoke to me or, like me, I gave time to somebody in Paris and then really hate me for it and always have. And I don't really care how many shots of eggnog I've had tonight. With the special happy stuff. Don't really care. But as it is, every single one of them is basically just, they all want to wait for a line of fire to be opened from the undercover military person who's in front of me to another 2 or 3 people and it's a cop ran establishment. It's owned by the police. All the clubs in Knoxville are owned by the police and undercover police or else federal agents. It's illegal not to because we're within Oak Ridge and it was made that way in the Cold War. So any major public gathering place is completely ran and has to be ran by a government operative, even a church over so many members, which people don't really know about. But, I'm not going to cite the law. It's why they wouldn't let me go into law school, because I'd sit here and just rattle off numbers because, honestly, the legal system has nothing to do. It sets better adjectives than the other person, and citing Code 64, Section 8, Paragraph C, Line D, letter 4A to AAA G. And you'll win, hands down. Oh my God. I just put in 2 envelopes because I've even had them say about how they've taken my other stuff out that I've mailed to Washington, D.C., and nothing can ever go there directly. And I've even had things that I've sent to the Library of Congress taken out. And the people that call me back are the Nazi war criminal children that don't have rights in this country because of the Security Council and stuff. It's not like illegal immigrantation. And they want to cite war with Mexico, the Mexican emperor, and all of those people were deported back to Rome. If they came back here, it's actually against the Monroe Doctrine And most of them were all brought back here because they fought underneath Mussolini because they were lesser emperors of the Second Reich. But, he's Third Reich, whatever. Anyway, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful out here with everything. And, to Chuckles, Zellers, since I can thief towards this, please do not send your kid or your trained people around to try and start that stuff. Go out there like they're trying to, whatever it is, time everything, especially from your people that were watching the cams to see when whatever was happening, and go on about how they were there with a fat chick that wasn't going to boost her confidence up, everything else. I mean, just, where I live at. You could just ask something, send something. Send me a text message even. You're a part of the Mussolini family and one of the original planners of everything with World War II and your family. And it's like, your gang's so bad you have at least police forces and your own private unit in the French Foreign Legion. Just because France is still so scared of you. So, Chuckles, fuck off. And, realize this. I've never not told you couldn't speak to me. Even after you sent videotape of doing an abortion on your sister that you said was mine and ate it. To numerous people that is now permanent file in the DEA. Stuff under the Galen Porter files. So, with everything and the, I use this term loosely because you only go to like Minneapolis and fuck it up and other places because it was 90% no read of officers with experience that they had to hire from here and the local area of the Nazis in the big three areas of White Sands, Oak Ridge, and NORAD. And the same was with the two Pacific Northwests, New York, and Washington, D.C., where the riots are. So, fuck y'all. Have a wonderful day. Happy fucking New Year.